Kamala Harris has recently discussed her strategy to stop Trump's 2025 tax trap. In case you have forgotten, back in 2017, Trump passed tax cuts in a bid to pretend to help working class Americans. But there was a huge catch to that tax cut, which is coming back to hurt everyday Americans. You see, the Trump tax cut took effect in 2018, dropping tax rates across the country on both businesses and everyday Americans. While this sounded good at the time, there was a big catch hidden in the legislation by Republicans. The tax cuts for the businesses were permanent going forward, while those on everyday Americans would expire in 2025. This means that in 2025, every American will get an automatic tax increase because of the Trump administration, returning to their pre-2018 tax rates. Now, Republicans are trying to shape this as an issue that they didn't get to work out in time, but in reality, this was the plan all along. The Trump administration set the tax cuts to expire because giving the American people a tax break without changes to our spending first was bad for the national budget. If the government makes less money in taxes, they can't pay for their budget. With that being said, there is no expiration date for the 14% tax cuts Trump gave to corporations, even though those cuts were also harmful to the nation's budget. Why is this? Because the Republican Party wanted to give a big handout to all of their friends and donors in large corporations. Conservatives continue to claim that if taxes are lower, people will spend more, which will boost the economy, and corporations will be able to pay their employees better. Did any of this happen? Not at all. Everyday Americans took the opportunity to save what they could, but sadly, 2 years later, COVID shutdowns would eat up all of those savings and more for many Americans. And to nobody's surprise, corporations also decided to continue being evil and letting their employees suffer. Those corporations did not spend the past few years increasing American salaries, in fact, quite the opposite. Since the Trump tax cuts, CEOs and corporate leaders are making record high salaries compared to their lower employees, more so than ever before in American history. Ultimately, the Trump tax cuts were a nice little public relations ad for Republicans. They could say they cut taxes for people, yes, but also many corporations took the time to buy back their stocks, increasing their prices so that Republicans could brag about stock prices going up under Trump, as if that helps the average American much at all. As 2025 and the tax cut expirations draw closer, Kamala Harris is developing policy plans on how to reverse their negative effects. Her most notable proposal has been to increase the corporate tax rate again, saying that no company making billions of dollars should be paying less in taxes than everyday Americans. Furthermore, she proposes changes to our progressive tax system, increasing taxes for those making over $400,000 annually. Both ideas have brought lots of anger from Republicans who, as always, seek to choose their corporate friends over the people they represent. Let us know in the comments what you think about Harris's plan to turn these tax cuts on their head. And be sure to like and subscribe for more updates.